Hey guys, this is Randy Gurzy. I'm just wanting to go over doing the post here on Toro Times. Just a quick tutorial, show everybody the best ways to do things, and just make sure we're all on the same page here. Uh, this is an article that I've already written it all up. I didn't want to make you guys sit here while I went through my whole thought process because it's kind of a scary thing to watch me think. But the first thing you want to do is get you a nice title, something that's going to make people want to click on it. I chose Houston Texans should look at Stephen Ridley, and I just gave reasons why I believe the team should check into the running back. So you can go ahead and do two. Once you've done that, you can go two ways about writing your article. The way I suggest is to write it into, I've got Pages or Microsoft Word, either one of those, some kind of a word processing thing, to where you have a backup of it, and then you can just copy and paste it. Now, when you do that, you're going to go under text. Once you've copied it, go under text, click on the top, and just paste it there. And the reason you do it under text is because for some reason, if you copy it under visual, it might mess up the spaces. It's done that to me before, so it's just an easier way to do it here. Once you've got everything written, you've got it copied, pasted, however you go about doing it, you stay on the text section here, and you're going to run your Pro Football Player Reference Linker. If you guys don't have that, shoot me an email. I'll get it to you. And what you do is just save it under your bookmarks, get under the text section, click on it right up here, profootball.com linker. It's going to take a little while to do, usually not too long. There we go. And once you go back onto visual, you'll see you're going to have links on here to players. Now, speaking of players, we got DeMarco Murray, Kiko Alonso. Those are guys whose name, even Stephen Ridley, his name's spelled a little bit different. It's got an A right there. A lot of people, EN. What I recommend doing with pretty much any player, especially when their name's a little bit different, go ahead and Google it to make sure that you're spelling it right. We got Kiko Alonso's name here. Just make sure that it's spelled right. We're going to put it in there. We just want to make sure we've got all their names right. The next thing you're going to want to do is start putting in, after you've got your whole thing written, actually next thing you want to do, make sure you get like, we've got on the writer's checklist, sorry guys, I'm thinking too fast here. Once you get into the writer's checklist, you're going to notice right here, it says one external link to a quality source. Make sure we're always doing that, guys. Find something that backs up what you're talking about. For instance, I've linked right up here, I'm talking about how there's a report that the Cowboys were originally interested in Ridley, and right here under report, I've got a link to that, to a website saying it. And then down here, I've got an NFL.com scouting report on Stephen Ridley. And then further down, I got a report from Chris Wessling from Around the NFL. And then I've also taken quotes from those. From the NFL.com scouting report, I quoted what they said about Ridley right here. And I know that we've all been doing this. I just want to show you guys how I do it. We always want to put the quotations and we take it from there. And we're going to go ahead and do a block, what we call a block quote. And the easiest way for me to do it is I get right here in front of the first quotation mark and I click the quotation block quote box right here and it just puts it there for you. It's real nice and simple, easy to do. And then I also took from Chris Wessling, I took something that he had said and I put it into a pull quote. And I know you've got, I want to say you got the email that shows you guys how to do it. I'm going to show you the way that I do it as well, just in case you ever forget what to type or lose that email. All you need to do is under the shortcode helpers, go to editorial, click on it, go down to editorial, pull quote, and it gives it to you right here. And then what we're going to do is just copy and paste. And then I'm going to take the old one out. And that's how you can get your pull quote. And just make sure, you don't have to put it right where, I took that from down here, from this link, but I put the pull quote up a little bit higher. It's just, you want to put it where it's going to look nice. And then we're going to have to put in our other shortcodes. The first one we're going to do is going to be, you can either do the related category, and our category on this is free agency, or you can do the recent post. The difference on that, the related category, it's going to just pull up everything on Toro Times related to free agency, or recent posts. Will pull up pretty much the last several posts that have gone on to the Toro Times. Since free agency is kind of a hot button thing right now, today's March 15th when I'm making this, I'm going to go with related category. I just feel like that might get the most clicks right now. And then the other short codes you're going to put are down at the end. Once you're done with your article, the first one we need to do is link it to another Toro Times page. And what we'll do is under FS General, we're going to go to Recent Posts. Excuse me, Next Post. I confused myself. And so we'll go to the Toro Times. A lot of times I use just the next one here, but this is a free agency one, so we're not going to use that. I'm going to go with an editorial. The only reason I'm not using the free agency one is because I just did the related category. It's going to pull that up. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to pull up whichever one you want to use. It really doesn't matter. The point is just to get people to click onto other articles. And what you're going to do is you're going to take off the URL here, and you're going to put yours in, and you're going to take off the title and put the title in. You don't have to do it word for word. Best free agent wide receivers. I said I wasn't going to do a free agent one, and I clicked on free agents. So ignore what I said a couple seconds ago. Options for Texans. We'll just stick with that one. Okay. And then the other short code you're going to put will be the site socials link, which is also under general. Put another space and short code helper, subscribe. And that'll give you everything that you need. Now, I've already put in my featured image as well, but I'll show you guys how to do that. When you're doing a one-page article like this, you don't need to put a picture into the article itself. You just need to add the featured image. And the way you do that is go under Add Media. If you do more than one page, then you want to put in one article per page. We're always going to look under From USA Today Sports Images. And I need a picture of Stephen Ridley. And I want to find a good one here. We don't want one that's vertical. We want ones that are horizontal. And this is the picture here I went with. You see how it looks next to these other ones. That's kind of what we're looking for. And you'll click download. Okay, and then once you've got it pulled up here, you're going to want to make sure that it is centered and large. And you click Save All Changes. Once you've saved all the changes, it normally will just pull it back up. If it comes to this screen, click Show. Normally, once you click Save All Changes, it'll go right to here. And from here is where you can click Use as Featured Image. I've already done that, so you'll click Use as Featured Image. It'll save it, and then from there, you just exit out. And that'll put your picture right here. Let's see. Okay, that's not the one I want to look at. What we'll do before we're done here, we're going to preview it. Usually this related category goes after the first paragraph, but you'll always want to pull this up here. And same thing with the pull quote that I had done. You're going to want to pull this up, the preview up, and just make sure it looks right. If you pull it up and you come in here and you see our related category we put after the first paragraph, so you get the more from free agency, and that looks good right there. But sometimes you might get it and it'll look real jumbled, it'll look kind of messy, so you might have to move it around and just find where it looks okay. Same with the pull quote. I like it right there. I think it looks okay. And then you got your block quote right under, a little bit underneath it. So all that looks pretty good. Now we've got our link to another article. We've got our follow Toro Times on Twitter. We've got our Facebook like. And then we have the subscribe where they can hook up to our email. And that's how your article should look. Remember, Fansided, they want the paragraphs to be 2 to 3 sentences each. So make sure that you guys check that out as well, so that it looks nice, nice and smooth like this. You got to remember, a lot of people look on their smartphones; they read these. So when you have a lot of text clumped together, that's kind of hard for them to read. And so once we've got all that done, right here, you're usually going to have your save button. I actually already edited it because I messed up this recording once. So I don't have it, but normally you want to keep saving it. But once you've got all that done, you can save it and then come on down, and you're going to want to start putting in your tags. Now I've put in Houston Texans, Stephen Ridley. All you'll do is type in Houston Texans right here, and then click Add. It's giving me a whole bunch now. We don't want all those. And for those of you that aren't authors to the site yet, you don't see this box. But once you get there, close that out. Once you get there, you'll see the site features box, and I'll send you an email saying, from now on, make sure you click the featured and popular, and that's all it is. You just got to click them, featured, popular. And now we'll come down here and we'll work with all the SEO stuff. Focus keyword, Houston Texans. Since this article is about Stephen Ridley, we could have even done Stephen Ridley, but I'm just going to stick with the Texans. And then on the meta description, you're going to pick something that's going to make people want to click on your site. This is what they see before deciding if they're going to read it or not. I just wrote Houston Texans can find a bargain in running back Stephen Ridley. And then under the custom titles, the front page featured and the front page popular, sometimes you can just copy and paste. See, I've got the actual titles. I just copied and pasted it down here. Copy. My computer's all of a sudden wanting to go slow. And just paste it. Now, sometimes you might have to change the title up if it doesn't fit into here. You only get 50 and 60 characters, but this one fits just fine, so we're good. And so now we've got our featured image. We've got everything filled out. Our SEO check comes in green. Sometimes it'll be yellow, and you just want to make sure that it's in the green. Do everything you can to get it there. Sometimes you may not be able to, but just do everything you can. If it comes up yellow, you can click check, and it'll come down here and show you reasons why it may be there. And this writer's checklist here is just a way to make sure everything's filled out. If you guys don't fill it out, that's fine. That's something that we use when we're editing it as well, just to make sure that everything's been touched on. But that's it for the article itself. The last thing you want to do is, for those of you that have ability to author it, you're going to want to schedule it. If you don't, you save it, and we'll go ahead and schedule it for you. But once you get to the point, what you'll do is you'll come down to where it says scheduled, and you're going to edit it. And this one I'm going to have going out at 7 o'clock, and we do things on military time, so we can go with 1900 hours on March 15th. And all you need to do, obviously we're not going to change the month, but you can change the date by clicking, and then the time as well, and then click OK. So now that means it's scheduled. And normally this blue button will say schedule, but since I had already done it once, it says update, and that's going to do the same thing. Click update. It saves all of our changes, and we will be ready to go. And this is what the article will look like when it posts later tonight. And I just want to let you guys know that if you have any questions at all, just shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Don't ever feel like you're going to bother me with questions, because it's, to me, the only bad question is the one you don't ask. Ask me as many as you want. And also, I just want to say thank you guys for everything that you do. I really do appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else we're going to be able to do here on Toro Times. All right, guys.